Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the Super Hellcat, a Tier 7 American premium turreted tank destroyer. It's located on the northeast spawn of Live Oaks and it's under the command of Citron01. And he's got 2 marks of excellence on the barrel of his 70, well it's actually a 90mm gun. Yeah, that is a bit of something that we're going to have to talk about during the video. Well, this vehicle is the Super Hellcat, part of the well-deserved reward for people who stayed in the game long enough. And you get it given to you free of charge by Wargaming, which is rather nice of them. But it is Tier 7, so it does come up against some serious opposition, which are rather better than the Hellcat, I'm afraid, because that gun, the 90mm gun, has got a limited amount of penetration. With standard rounds it's 167mm, it'll do 240 alpha, but with the premium rounds it will do 210mm, which is probably enough to damage the enemy. Also got 10 degrees of gun depression. Now, why did I mention the 90mm gun right at the start of the game? Well, the fact is that Hellcats never had the 90mm gun fitted to them except during prototype testing at Aberdeen Proving Grounds. Yep, they spent the entire war with a 76mm gun. It was a good 76mm gun, it was the high velocity one, but it was 76mm. Hellcats never went into combat with a 90mm gun. That was the M36 Jackson. That was the one with the 90mm. Now, he didn't pen that E75, but that is a Tier 9 German heavy tank. Oh, now close, but no cigar there. Can you get the Ferdinand? That's a Tier 8 German tank with very thick armour on the front of the vehicle. Now, Citron01 is shaking his reticule a bit, but yeah, he's going to have difficulty trying to get penetration through that heavy armour. That's better. Went through the side instead. Now he's decided he's going to go down into the dip. Now the Hellcat was the fastest tracked vehicle during World War II. Capable of 72 kilometers an hour forward speed. It was really, really fast. And usually they could shoot at the enemy and scoot out of the way before the enemy could even turn their turrets to engage them. They'd driven off. And that made this tank survivable simply because it had such a good gun and a fast vehicle, a fast chassis. The vehicle itself was built by Buick, part of General Motors, and they started development work in 1942. And by April 1943 they had the first prototype. They built 2,507 of them between July 1943 to October 44, and they cost $57,500 each. But you can now buy them on the open market. There are some still in existence. In fact, some still in service. Now, I may have mentioned in a previous video why this vehicle was so good, and it actually came down to the fact that Buick did a fantastic job on the mechanics. The brilliant thing about it was that the engine could actually be slid out of the back of the vehicle so it could be serviced. And the engine itself was a very good engine. It was a Light 975. It was a radial engine, an aircraft engine, generating a huge amount of power. Oh, he's going to back up into the Canolan, but he's still got shots in this guy. Oh, no, didn't pen it. It is an ST1, Tier 9. Gets one into the engine bay, 251. Yeah, it's a tremendous help that the vehicle could actually, they could service the vehicle in the field. Just, they could disconnect the engine from the transmission, pull the engine out on the rear cover over the engine bay, that rear cover there, and then they could get to work on all the plugs, make sure everything was working okay. But it was a radial engine. It's a very, very powerful engine, and the transmission, which is at the front of the vehicle, could also be slid out so they could do regular maintenance on that. Now you can see he's gone way ahead of his teammates, and now, oh, he just got a shot from the enemy Hellcat. Puts one into him. Just one more for a kill. Oh, he's gone. Now, can he get rounds into this E75? He's walking this way. He did get one in. Can he get another? No, that ricocheted off. Trouble is, he was spotted, but there's an AMX 1357 a little way away, and I'm hoping that he hasn't been spotted again. No, he hasn't. There's the AMX. Gets one into him. That guy's now under fire from more than one tank. Goes to the Super Hellcat. Gets one into him as well. He's going to need 2 more shots to kill that Super Hellcat. The AMX 1357's dead. There goes the Super Hellcat. Fires a quick run at the Scorpion. He's gone. There's only 4 left on the enemy team, and they're all in this direction. He's point man. Found the TS5. He doesn't want to engage that one frontally because it's difficult to get a shot through the cupola. Best to get behind him and drill his rear. Oh, and there is a T29. Fires one into his rear to the engine bay. Can we get another one in? Just wait for that long reload. Gets another one in. Oh, he got a fire! And he got the kill as well. Tries to go for the GSOR. The TS5's gone. There's only 2 enemies left. The M12 and the GSOR 1008. There's the M12. Auto aim's on. Gets a shot in. Doesn't kill, but somebody else will kill him. If he doesn't, we will. GSOR didn't get the shot. Didn't pen. Now, needs to get the side of this one. Yeah, got him. That's a kill. 3 kills for Citron01, and a fantastic game, and his gun's up. He's happy. A lot of damage. Huge amount of damage. Over 3k of damage on this game alone. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. Here's the end of battle results, and it was the 3rd mark of excellence for Citron01 in the Super Hellcat. He got an ace tanker on top of that, as well as a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage, a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He managed to get 7. He got an arsonist because he set light to the T29 and he burned to death. He got a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle, and lastly he got a Confederate because he hit more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. At least 6 tanks subsequently taken out by other teammates. And it was a fantastic game, but 3rd mark of excellence. Very well done indeed. Let's have a look at the team score and see where he came. Well, he didn't get the highest damage in the game. No, that went to the UDIS-16, got 3,458 hit points of damage. The next high score was the GSOR on his own team. We managed to get 3,229. And then we got Citron01 with 3,128. So he was a high scorer in this game. When it came to kills, it was the UDES again who got 4 kills. 3 kills went to both GSOR's 1008s on his own team and to Citron, and also to the Scorpion on the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, it was Citron. He was doing so much spotting, that's why he earned all the extra XP. 1,344 to him, 1,245 went to the UDES-16, and 1,061 went to the GSOR 1008. He fired 25 rounds in that game, got 20 direct hits and 13 penetrations to splash. Damage of 3,128 hit points, of which 1,439 were at more than 300 meters. He received 1 hit from the enemy. It was a penetration, I'm afraid. Yes, it would go straight through the armor. It was from a Super Hellcat as well. And 2 enemy vehicles were spotted. 10 enemy vehicles were damaged and 3 were killed, and 2,583 hit points of spotting assist. That's why he managed to get as much XP as he did right at the end. He earned 38,831 credits from the game, and after repair and ammunition resupply and consumables, he actually made a small loss of 5,628 credits, but that's because he was using the premium ammo virtually throughout to ensure that he managed to get the damage. He was after that 3rd mark. He needed to make as much damage happen as possible, and he needed those premium rounds because otherwise it would have been difficult. He would have suffered a few bounces. He did suffer some bounces at the start with the E75 and the Ferdinand. They do have very thick armor on the front of the vehicle, so that was expected. But once he actually got round to the sides of those vehicles, then he could get shots in, and of course everything else he was firing at had fairly weak armor with the exception of the T29, but that guy presented his rear to Citron, and of course he was able to get him. 1344 XP, 2016 from Personal Missions Payout, 403 for this being a premium vehicle, and 302 for playing in a platoon. He ended up with 4,737 experience points altogether. So very well done to Citron01 in getting his third mark of excellence. Most people who've got this tank destroyer probably haven't taken it out the garage, let alone 3-marked it, but it is difficult to 3-mark because you have to use premium rounds if you're going to make any impression on the enemy, because you have to expect that you're going to be lower tier than the top tier tanks, and if you are, you're going to have difficulty trying to pen them with the standard rounds. So very well done that he did it, and although it cost him a little in credits, I'm sure he's very happy, and now he's got his third mark on the barrel. He's going to be a very deadly opponent to anyone who sees him. I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, gets it noticed by others. And thank you for watching.